Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome, Habibis, to another list stream. We got something special for you guys. This whole month for Ramadan, because your chief lister is going to be offline for the month of Ramadan. It's almost like you're taking a Muslim Lent.
Or I'm a boomer who deleted his entire computer.
Well, man, that's probably more likely. That is probably more likely. And for you to be on an empty stomach, these type of boomer mistakes are going to happen a lot more often. For the Habibis,
Jay, I think I deleted my entire Twitter account.
I think so too. And also upgrade your internet.
Is it really bad?
You're coming in a little choppy.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, this is the way to start it off. Look, you fast in the name of Allah and he shits on you. So
this is true.
For the Habibis who don't know what Ramadan is basically a 30-day fasting period for Muslims, and they fast to be closer to Allah. They fast to ask for forgiveness. They fast, so they can eat ass better at the end of the night. For whatever reason, the intent is between you and God, but it's mainly to eat ass at the end of the night, right before Eid al-Adha.
Essentially.
It's essentially
100%.
100%. Essentially. So I'm fasting in solidarity with this boomer. And the funny thing is that he's able to break his fast before me because he's on the East Coast. I still got to wait 2 hours.
What can I say? I chose the right coast, Jay.
Yeah, but not the right internet. Holy shit.
God, what's wrong with me? So you got to shut down everything.
You honestly might have to, or maybe try to disconnect from your AirPods and let's see if that is a better connection. See which microphone is being used.
How about now?
Much better. So when you're using your AirPods on the mic settings, make sure it's still using your HyperX mic instead of your AirPods.
Yeah, it's using NVIDIA broadcast. I don't know what to say. Sorry, Habibis. These things happen when you watch a boomer in his element.
Right. Now it's sounding much better. Oh. So welcome, Habibis, to another boomer power hour. No, we're gonna get right into the list here in a little bit. So this week was a little different. I took over the list, halfway through the week, and that's why you've been seeing a lot of different kind of list memes being posted on the list account. Luckily, it hasn't been banned yet, but we'll see how far I get.
It will be.
Inshallah, yarab. So let's get right into it, Habibis. And this list is basically almost the first time Siraj is seeing this list. Some of the tweets he already knows that are going to be on here, but some of them he has not seen. So starting off, what's up?
I was just gonna say it's so refreshing to be ignorant to all the dumb takes happening on Twitter.com. It feels like I'm already getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No, that's great. And what I love about you saying that is that when you're ignorant, you're closer to God. Hey, religion. So get it into this. Let me get my reading glasses on. On the top 10 to start it off is the Washington Post, and the tweet, which is fantastic because is the date on here? Yes, it's the last day of March, right before the end of Women's Month, and right here they're saying pregnant people at much higher risk of breaking through COVID, study shows. And if you go into the article, it doesn't mention women whatsoever. Not
what
once.
The fuck, Jay?
I know. It's absolutely amazing. They should have at least made a comment, either bad driving or dishwasher, to make us understand exactly who and what they're talking about, which is women. But they go pregnant people.
I try to hold back on swearing during the month of Ramadan. I try to be like a good little Muslim boy, keep it much halal. But what the shit?
This is exactly what I said was going to happen. I was like, "How's Ramadan?" And you're like, I feel closer to God." And then the first take, these fuck nut dipshits.
Well, you know what's so crazy, and Jay, I had so many different thoughts about this because over the last few days, I've actually had a chance to think. And I think what's so wild about this is that the erasure of women is not the goal. It's a means to an end. And I think that end is population control in the sense of, I think it's the environmentalists. If I could get my tinfoil hat on, which is somewhere around here, if I had to say, Jay, the environmentalists, they are working overtime to limit the control and the birth rate of human beings. And so I have a pretty good feeling that the erasure of women is just the start. And they will not stop until, honestly, until all humans are extinct.
Well, and also we know they like to talk about it from they've had tweets last week. They've had tweets of blue checks stating that, like, to combat climate change, don't have any kids. To save the world, do not have any kids. That's what they say.
Yeah, you've heard that talk. I just think that the two lines are going to converge.
That very may well be, and may well be. And what's really funny about this pregnant people stuff, I find it to be a lot like Latinx. When they start saying Latinx, there's no Latino that actually says Latinx unless they're from Berkeley. And I think it's pretty much the same thing within the trans community. When they say pregnant people, they don't conform to this type of language. I mean, for the most part, I'm not saying all of them don't, just like not all Latinos. I mean, there's Latinos that go to Berkeley that are fucking a disgrace.
Well, what's so wild, Jay? What's so wild?
Because you don't need a degree from Berkeley to be a gardener.
Right.
I mean, yes, what's wild?
I was going to say, though, like, you don't need, I don't understand who thought it was a good idea to sort of strip the gender around Latino and Latina away from it. You already have a gender neutral term in Hispanic. How is that? Am I getting something wrong? Am I just like,
I think Hispanic, like Latino and Latina and Hispanic, I don't know if they're actually all the same, to be honest. I think it's almost like a different category.
Like in referencing like things like, sure, yeah, I guess the things that could be, I'm sure the people are different, and maybe it's a difference of, demonyms and, ethnicity.
Right.
But like, if you're looking for a gender neutral term, you already have it.
Yeah, within Hispanic. And the funny thing is like, are they going to go after Arabic next? Because Arabic has a lot of gendered language. When it comes to certain things or people or even women or boys, you have different words for it. Like, for example, you are Habibti. But if I was talking to a man, I would say Habibi.
Right. No, I think it's interesting because where do they draw the line? Is there going to be a language that they don't trying to
bastardize
liberal white supremacy on?
No, there won't be. And as we're going on, I just
want to read this comment here. Fuzzy says, Ramadan Mubarak, Siraj. I hope you're enjoying your hiatus. Twitter is not the same without you. It's 5 to 7.
And what's funny is Elon Musk just bought it bought 9%.
Dude, I'm telling you, Elon, I literally announced I'm on hiatus and Elon Musk buys Twitter. Coincidence?
I think so. Not.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
not. So as we're going on, we got the Washington Post again, and I think this is this also number 10?
Yeah, it's part of it. It looks like
It's part of it. All right. So the offense is it's an opinion by our queen, Jennifer Rubin. And it's like, if it weren't for inflation, this president's performance would be unmatched. If it wasn't for the plane crash, Ahmed would have been a great pilot.
Oh man. If it weren't for injecting cocaine into my dick, I would be great. I would get a lot of ass.
You would have a penis.
I would have a penis.
And it's so funny. Like, if it wasn't for the disaster the man made, the man would have been great. It's like, he did it. He fucking destroyed the economy. He's the culprit. And it's like, if it wasn't for Biden, we would have been having a great economy. And that is exactly right, Jen Rubin. That's exactly right. If it wasn't for our queen, we would have been having a great economy.
Damon Toll says, other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? And Dan Once Pizza says, Damon beat me to it. That's what happens when you only consume mayo as your primary food ingredient in every single thing that you eat. Those neurotransmitters just happen to work faster. Jay, what do we got next?
So we got next is Kimmy the Pooh, and the offense is it's actually her whole article that she wrote, and it's saying Representative Tim Ryan got called out for inflaming tensions with AAPIs after releasing an ad that claims communist China is to blame for the loss of U.S. jobs. China's winning, workers are losing. Ryan says in the ad, it's us versus them, capitalism versus communism. And in her article, she goes on to say that this is xenophobia and it's anti-Asian rhetoric. And if you actually listen to the ad, in no shape or form any normal person would be like, oh my God, this is all Asians or Chinese people or anything like that whatsoever, except if you are a fucking moron and you work for embassy and you're a dumbass lib. That's the only thing. But I have to say this big but. She can still sit on it.
Yeah, Jay, I was just going to say, like, of all the people who get to criticize Asians, it is you, given your track record and affinity for Asians. So are we going to get yeah, Jay, we totally, you only need to see half the avatar to know that you would totally, yeah.
Absolutely.
We don't even need to know the rest. We already know. It's a done deal for you, Jay.
Absolutely, 100%. It's too bad.
Also, Jay, I think your Discord notifications are going crazy, unless it's me and I'm the boomer here.
Oh, no, it's probably mine. Sorry, guys.
Wow, Jay. Absolutely insanely racist. I can't believe you. By the way, while we're paused here for a second and Jay figures out his boomer setup, don't forget to subscribe to us on Rumble, where you can catch Habibi Power Hour every Wednesday at 9 p.m. East, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's 6-9. Very nice. And then, of course, if you like our stuff, go hit us up on Locals. And you can actually use, Jay, like we've always said, the promo code for 1 month free of the Habibi Bros Locals content, and that is Jen Rubin 69. It's in the description of this video. Go ahead and check it out.
It's right down below.
Yeah.
Right down below, lower than Dan's mom. It's low.
And he's getting rambunctious. What
up, Carl? Thank you for showing up. I would expect this kind of thing from Siraj, but not Jay. Let me down. Shake my head. Look, guys, I honestly thought Discord was on mute. I always try to put it on mute, but for some reason, it always comes back on after I put my computer to sleep. And I put it to sleep so very nicely.
Wait, you put your computer to sleep with what?
Ether?
No, you want me to show you guys how I put my computer to sleep?
You're literally going to put it to sleep right now?
Imagine I did it. He's like, yeah, show us.
Tyler.
All right.
Smith says, I would expect this kind of thing from Siraj, but not Jay. Let me down, SMH my head.
I already read that.
Frostbite says hit Alt F4. Wow, Jay, I can't like read comments that I just missed.
No, you can. I thought you can hear me. I didn't know that you couldn't hear me. You're just not listening.
Oh, so Jay, I missed this whole thing for number 8. Lay it on me.
So this one right here, and it was really good because she actually replied to the list stream when I listed her. So the offense, Taylor Lorenz, she replied and then she was like, and then she blocked the list. So she goes, Matt, you realize community levels are a completely made up metric to downplay transmission while and COVID levels are abysmal and significantly higher than ever across the country. And it is just into this, and she deleted it too, by the way. So it's a double list. And it just goes into play that these people, especially people like Taylor Lorenz, these journalists over on the East Coast are fucking mental. They're so fucking insane when it comes to COVID. They're so dumb. They're so blinded. They honestly think that they know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about it. And you have stupid shit and stupid tweets like this. And there was another one that tweeted about like, how are people traveling right now? I haven't left my apartment. It's like, because you're a fucking loner and a dumbass, and all your friends are the 30 cats you have in your apartment building. But this is what I listed. I put
funny story about Taylor Lorenz. She was actually following the List Comes For All account on Twitter before you listed her. Here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You have it?
Yeah, what I listed her for.
She responded to before she blocked the List account. Sorry, I got like Ernie hair all over me and Ernie fuzz in my mouth. Ugh. Oh yeah, there's the list meme. It's beautiful. I love how the Habibis now have a bunch of like work to do to make you on all these list memes now that I'm offline.
Oh yeah.
It's nice. It's nice and fresh.
It's so good. And what's really hilarious about this is that she replied and she's like, "This is very weird, dude." And then she blocked. I hope to God what's happening right now is she's frantically trying to write an article about the list and gets to Habibi Power Hour and watches like 40 of our episodes.
It's just all of us dunking on her. Okay, so one thing, Jay, that's also really funny is the fact that so she did this interview on MSNBC about female journalists getting harassed, and she, like the whole interview didn't air, but like the segment where she's actually being like, she's talking about how she had to like has PTSD and she had to like sever all of her social ties online. And she felt suicidal, which, look, of course, no one wants that for anyone. However, it's really rich coming from Taylor Lorenz, who has developed an entire career and reputation on finding content that would be objectionable by today's standards and using that for corporate media purposes of canceling that particular person. And it has happened time and time again. So she doesn't really deserve any sympathy from anyone. And what's so good about this particular MSNBC interview that she did was that in the days since, she says that the harassment has only gotten worse.
And she blames
the Barbara
MSNBC
for effect all over again.
Absolutely. And she blames MSNBC for it. And she even went on to say, like, if she was doing she can do an entire class on how to do this type of journalism right. This is absolute garbage from her and bullshit. She can't, it's not true. I mean, she even went after Mr. Beast, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like, this is how fucking
he said Windows are gay, or Windows is gay. Like Windows, I think Windows, I think Microsoft Windows is gay.
Yes. So now they're trying to canceling people for saying gay and making gay a joke or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's so
now we're trying to
fucking
cancel people
pathetic.
for saying gay, but we're not allowed to say gay in Florida.
Right.
Or else we're being sent to a concentration camp.
Absolutely fucking garbage.
Habibi says Siraj being followed by Taylor Lorenz is not necessarily something I want to publicize. You know, the thing, Habibi, is I didn't actually know that until I actually tried to list her. It's not like I seek people to follow the Twitter account or my Twitter. I have haters follow both my account and the list. So sorry.
Coming in at number 7, the Washington Blade. This was on April 1st, so April Fools, and it's read today's exclusive story and pick up your colored press. Yep, I'm gay, and it's a picture of Lindsey Graham. Explains why he's coming out. April Fools.
Oh, so what is the Washington Blade? What affiliation do they have?
I have no idea.
Let's go find out.
Let's do it. We're on the hunt.
Because what's interesting is, it is actually a lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender newspaper.
Okay. So nobody reads it.
You know who owns it?
Uh-oh.
Window Media, Jay. Because Windows is gay. Because Windows is gay.
100%.
Essentially.
100%.
Oh, so I see what they're doing, Jay. They're trying to basically shame Lindsey Graham because he has the wrong politics, right? That's the name of the game.
Well, they can want to out somebody or make fun of them if they're in the closet or pretend like they're in the closet and do all this type of stuff and say, yep, I'm gay and all this stuff. But they're not going to have Taylor Lorenz go after them for making a gay joke. No. You're not going to see that happen because it's on the right politics and stuff. And it happens time and time again, where as long as you're pointing this type of stuff on people on the right or right of center or people who don't agree with 100% of Democratic fucking policies and dumb shit, then it's all right for them to go for it. 100%.
So, I mean, and even the whole idea of just like not supporting the Democratic Party is considered to be overturning democracy or threatening democracy. That's where it's heading. It's such garbage.
It really is. And as we go down to number 6, it's Politico, and the tweet is right here. So this is so good. So Ketanji Brown Jackson will likely be confirmed as the first Black Supreme Court justice by the end of the week. Here's how we expect it to go. The first Black.
Not even on April 1st did they tweet this shit.
Nope, they tweeted it on April 4th today. And it's so fucking hilarious.
They're not even erasing Clarence Thomas. They're erasing the very first Black Supreme Court justice, Thurgood Marshall.
Right. And you can just tell. And the funny thing is, it's like, oh, sorry for this mistake. If you go into the article, it's the same mistake in the article. This tweet is just a sentence out of the article. And in the article, they said the first Black Supreme Court justice. And it's really funny because this is just, it's not just a slip of saying forgetting female or whatever in there or anything. No, they honestly believe this type of shit. They really do, because they don't believe Clarence Thomas is Black or like a Tim Scott or any of these people. They don't. They believe as long as they follow their fucking ideology, it's the first Black, actual Black, the real Black, the essential Black, the darkest dark Black of Black.
Yeah, and we're gonna find out
Clarence Thomas is even blacker.
Jay, we're gonna find out that Ketanji Brown Jackson actually didn't vote, and because she didn't vote for Biden, therefore she's not actually Black.
Oh, there you go.
What if we find that out?
And what's a woman too? And she married a white person.
What is a woman?
Didn't she marry a white guy?
She did. And that's only a matter of time, Jay, before she gets canceled for basically selling out her race.
And it's a little
right?
different when you're a woman. Well, at least like in Islam, it's a little bit different. Like when you're a woman, you have to marry a Muslim. Like you can't marry outside of it.
I
So
mean,
at
there are
least
people
Clarence
who
Thomas.
have.
Well, yes, there are, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that
All
Clarence
right, now
Thomas
get
is no
the
sub. She's a sub.
the
Here we
top
go.
5 here.
Top
What do you got?
5. David Hogg. This one's really good. So if you need a license to kill a deer, why don't you need one to kill humans? Checkmate, James Bond.
What the? Oh
This
my
guy,
god, that is what, dude? This guy goes to Harvard.
look,
Harvard.
I think stupid is a little bit higher than black when it comes to affirmative action. That's why he's sitting in a black person's seat right now at Harvard. This is what's happening.
Is I
He
get it,
took
Jay.
over for the guy who's gonna cure cancer.
So I get what you're saying. They are it's diversity of thought, as in, oh, I totally get it. Harvard is filling that diversity quota by getting people who have shit for brains. God, I love that meme.
The
It's
name's
so
Ass.
good.
Ass licking.
Oh my god.
He still hasn't deleted it. Oh my god. I thought for sure he would have deleted it or something.
Kenan
Wait. He's got
about
more.
Teaching a class at Harvard. I saw that.
He expanded on it. Plenty of people will think this is dumb. Good for you. I'm not looking out for an election, and I'm entitled to my own opinion, no matter how much you disagree. There's a block button. You dumb fuck. You fucking idiot. It's not an opinion. You're a fucking dumbass. This is not an opinion statement. This is a fucking idiotic, stupid, dumb shit of a fuck comment. It's not an opinion. You're just an idiot. You're a fucking dumbass. Somebody send this to David Hogg, please. Thank you.
Yes, Jay. They're going to arrest somebody who commits mass murder and be like, you didn't have a license. I don't know what to tell you.
Let me see your papers for you to be able to kill 56 people in this Pulse Pulse nightclub.
You have a permit for that thing? No, not for the gun, for your license to kill all these people.
Yeah. Because
it's right here.
And there's different tiers. So like if you go in A tier, it's like, toothpicks and knives. You go B tier, it's guns. C tier, it's C4. D tier, it's this dick in your ass, and so on and so forth. Matt Stoller coming in at number 4. Here's the offense. To your deep no. You are not brave or courageous or free thinking if you put forward that the withdrawal from Afghanistan was poorly done. You are simply echoing war propaganda. The withdrawal was incredibly well done. If you don't see that, you're a fool. And here's the tweet.
That has to be shitpost, right?
That's what you would think, but then when you go in and you actually look at the whole post, he does a whole tweet thread and saying that Biden ended the drone war. Yeah, right after he fucking killed one of our allies based on Taliban intelligence. You fucking piece of fuck shit dipshit. The fact that nobody resigned yet over the withdrawal is an absolute fucking travesty. It's a travesty. You are delusional to think that the withdrawal was done well. Whether or not it should have, we needed to be done with the forever wars and all this kind of stuff is a different issue than the issue of it being well done or not. And it wasn't. It was not well done. We had people falling from the fucking planes, for fuck's sake, trying to get away from there. Nobody was vetted properly. We still have thousands of people still there. Till now, we have thousands of people still trapped in Afghanistan. They promised that they vetted people very, very well. That was a lie. Everything from the start to finish on the withdrawal was a lie. It was a lie and a cover-up as bad as Iraq WMDs. In terms of how much the media lied and covered up and everybody else lied about it, It's a huge, huge lie. And they all parroted the same thing. It was the most airlifted, the biggest airlift in history.
Biggest airlift, yeah. Jay, if not for inflation, that airlift would have been bigger.
Exactly right. We would have brought in even more unvetted Afghanis.
Amazing. Just amazing.
It is. And coming
I still
in
can't
at
believe there are
number
people out there who think that the withdrawal actually went well.
Oh yeah.
That's I can't
there
believe
are.
that. That's why I just fundamentally cannot believe that someone would tweet that in earnest.
I know it's just it makes no sense, especially with everything that we've seen so far, and we can go back and look at. I mean, it's right there in your face, and also all of them lying to Congress and everything. It's right there in your face.
Yeah,
and then you're still gonna say, and you're gonna accuse other people of echoing propaganda. Jesus.
That's why, and we'll probably talk about it more on this week's episode of the BB Power Hour. That's why this move by Elon Musk to buy up almost 10% stake in Twitter is such a big deal. Completely blindsiding all of us. And I just have one request to Elon Musk. Habibi, Elon, make me Twitter CEO, please. I will take everyone's phone away and shut the whole thing down. For everyone's sake.
Well, shut it all down except for my 12 accounts. And then that would be it.
Right.
It'd be my 12 accounts tweeting at each other.
Or Jay, I make it so that I shut down everybody's ability to tweet and then bring Trump back on.
Oh, fantastic. And Alex Jones.
We'll get those two. It'll just basically be a website for those two.
That would be insane. Actually, we should make a website like that. Like, fuck it, just have that with them just being able to make posts on it and just let it go. Let it fly. Fuck, that would be so amazing.
God.
It would be like that theory where they say if you give a monkey infinite enough amount of time to type, they'll actually make the whole script of Shakespeare. So I wonder what the fuck we would get out of them to just typing away in random tweets, man. Like the prophecies we would get out of there would be absolutely insane. Like it would be a million fucking crazy shit, and then they'll have like 2 prophecies right in there. It's fucking insane. So MSNBC coming in at number 3. Here's the tweet right here. President Biden's approval rating has fallen to the lowest level of his presidency despite booming economy, according to new NBC News poll. Despite the booming economy. Booming, Siraj. Despite the booming. Do you see the booming? Go look out your window right now. It's booming out there. Like the economy is booming.
It's booming right in my face and eyes.
Hell yeah. It stings a little, but it's worth it for the boom.
By the way, Jay, how dare they appropriate our culture with this booming, okay? As both a boomer and a Muslim who,
booms,
let's be honest, may or may not be a terrorist. The fact that they are wearing our culture as a prom dress, the racism, the Islamophobia during Ramadan, no less, Jay.
Wow.
Can't believe this. Wow. But also the fact that, this effort to sort of, wear those rose-colored glasses when talking about President Biden, saying that the economy is booming. So someone sent me a Aaron Rupart tweet about how he was like comparing. He's basically now doing propaganda for the Biden administration because Aaron Rupart has always been a hack. And I don't know why I ever thought anything different of him. Never. But he posted basically like the job creation graph that the White House posted. And like Biden's was like sky high compared to like Trump and Obama and Bush and everyone before him. And the reason for that, and people don't want to, particularly Biden simps and a lot of partisan hacks on the left, just do not want to admit that reopening the economy is not the same from reopening the economy from COVID lockdowns that many on the left called for, and to hold us transparent, we thought it was a good idea at the time until we realized how arbitrary this shit became, and then we, soon realized during the summer of 2020 with all the riots happening after the murder of George Floyd, how this was all basically baked in as a political op.
Absolutely.
They were pushing for it, and so they basically took away the jobs, and then they reopened the economy and said, look at all the jobs we created.
Right.
Look at all the jobs we created.
It's really funny. It's because you force John Smith to be out of his job, and then when you're allowing people to go back to their same job that they had before, you're claiming this is job creation. This is absolute garbage to say. And it's really funny because we're in day. It was 15 days to slow the spread. 15 days to slow the spread. They said, just wash your hands. 15 days to slow the spread. And everybody's like, you know what? We can do that. A couple of nights sitting in and doing, and then it took 2 years, and they still want to mask kids. Like they still want kids in masks for fucking and
we should have listened, man. We should have listened from the get go. We should have listened.
Every time I think about
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Hello,
Habibi.
I'm here. Nice seeing you, sir.
Every time I think about how I defended Fauci from time to time, I get sick. It makes me fucking sick.
It's like having a, thinking about like an ex or something like that. Although Fauci, it's like thinking about an ex because Fauci fucked us. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, he fucked us. He fucked us royally. And then here's Philip Bump. He's an analysis for Washington Post, and it's amazing.
What number is this, Jay?
This is number 2. And the reason it's number 2 is because it's considered as an analysis. It's not considered as an opinion. And when you read it, it's so fucking garbage. DeSantis seems flustered that Disney, a famously family-focused company, isn't on board with his legislation. That's because Disney, driven by modernity and its employees, understands that families don't look the way they used to. What? And this was his thing. He's trying to claim that the like everyone else is trying to claim that the laws are homophobic and transphobic and stuff when it comes to having teachers not being able to teach about sex or sexual orientation or explain it to kindergartners up to the 3rd grade. He wants to pretend that, and what's really funny is that a lot of parents are on board with this. A lot of parents are on board with this, and they want to silence those parents' voices by claiming that they're all homophobic and they're not on board with the new way the world is. And that's just not true. That's not true. You wouldn't think of it this way. Would they be okay with a radical Christian just spewing different kind of Christianity Bible verses and stuff like that onto their children, or if they were a radical Islamist or anything like that? CRT and LGBTQ right now is it's an ideology, it's a religion, and it's radical. So the law is it's very common sense. It's like, if you want your kids to learn about this stuff.
What's just so wild about it, Jay, is that there's differences between, the political agenda and then just being part of that group. Like if you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, whatever the case may be, just be that. We have no problem with that. That's, freedom. Be who you want to be so long as you're not harming any other people. This is where they're crossing the line. They're specifically going after kids. And that is now entering the territory of harmful. And that is what we're not okay with. So the fact that that Disney wants to weigh in on this and make it look like, oh, we stand with the LGBTQ community, and anybody who supports this bill in Florida wants to put gays in concentration camps. that couldn't be further from the truth. People just want to live. They just don't want their kids to be indoctrinated by any agenda, let alone whether it be CRT, the LGBTQ agenda, you name it.
Just or the theocracy agenda, all of that kind of stuff. And the funny thing is like none of that stuff should be in school whatsoever anyways. Like K through 12 is math, science, geography, and that's it. And when they go to college, they can take whatever the fuck else they want. I mean, yeah,
and Islam, make sure, obviously, the curriculum has to include Islam, inshallah.
And Sharia, 100%, inshallah. But like you can, there are other classes that they can take under the consent of their parents, but they have teachers. There are teachers. There are. And if you say there aren't, you're delusional. There are teachers that are there that want to hide things from their parents, who say, don't tell your parents about what we're teaching you in class when we're talking about certain things. You have teachers who are telling kids to dress up as different genders within the same classroom. All of this is like fucking red flag behavior that everybody should want to stop, not just some people. And then, before we get to number one, we're going into some of the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I deleted one of them just because it was not even that good. So yeah.
So this one right here, the reason is simple. Vast majority of women are superficial, stupid, and shallow. Quality of character, work ethic, piety, and these things don't matter to most women, especially those who are in the church. Preach. I don't know why we're putting this on the list. Preach, brother.
Yeah, I don't know who did that. I mean, now that Women's History Month is over, this is actually fair game, right?
Right. And what is a woman? Right here. Yeah, superficial, stupid, and shallow.
Who is this Isaac person anyways? Is he a biologist?
I don't know. Let's make him a president.
Man.
Nike basketball. This is so good. This is before the Duke game, and it's like they did a whole thread like on the legacy of Coach K and Duke and all this kind of stuff, and then they tweeted this: you can't spell championship without K, and then they lost.
It's so good. I mean, for one, if you're a Duke fan,
it's so good.
Sucks to be a Duke fan, right?
Absolutely.
But it's doubly hilarious when Nike basketball just goes out of its way, and all of these sports companies start going out of its way to just like worship at the feet of Coach K, who undoubtedly is a great coach, but like they create this entire hype tour. Like he announces preseason, he's going to retire by the end of the season. So they're like everything's a victory lap, but with no victory. He loses his last home game to North Carolina, and then his last ever game to his same rival, North Carolina, on the biggest stage, the Final Four. How do you do that? You don't deserve that recognition anymore.
It's so good. It's so good. I didn't even know the history was like that they lost to their rivals twice. Oh my God.
That is embarrassing. And he should not be allowed to retire because of that. You shouldn't be allowed to retire.
No, it's the same thing with Tom Brady. He came right back because he lost.
Exactly. He's going to pull a Brady. Totally.
He probably will. He's like, I can't end it like this. No way. So here's Bowie. I have been thinking about
Jamel Bowie.
Bowie. I have been thinking about this as well. The mouse is powerful enough that if it wanted regime change in Florida, it could probably get it. What?
And what is it that he's thinking about?
Oh, come on, Disney. Could destroy DeSantis and everybody down the precinct to captain. This is so amazing. Amazing.
Jay, I mean, not to like shed too much light on like honorable mentions because they don't really deserve much of our time, but isn't that kind of like how people were approaching Trump going against the intelligence community? They're like, oh no, President Trump, don't go after the intelligence community. They're gonna hit you back twice as hard. Like maybe we should consider why that is. Why is it that the intelligence community is gonna like go after the president of the United States and hit them twice as hard?
Right.
Why do we make the intelligence community that powerful that they could even do that?
What I really love about this is that Baba Booey, he's the same type of guy, socialist dumb shit that would always complain about Republicans being in the pockets of big corporations and them controlling their policies and politics. And here he is begging one of the biggest companies and corporations in the world to actually come in and control the politics. Not
I wouldn't call that.
Jay,
I don't know if that's necessarily begging, but like he's acknowledging that
not
Disney
begging, yes.
could feasibly do it if they really wanted to. And I guess he's just entertaining that idea that it's something that he wouldn't have much of a problem over.
Right. But there's a lot of people, there's other people on the left that are begging for them to come in.
This was the quote, and I think it was Chuck Schumer who said it. Frostbite said in the comments, says intelligence community has 6 ways to Sunday of getting back in. Absolutely.
Essentially.
100%.
So Dr. Woke, a non-blue check, but it got a lot of attention.
Whoa.
Saying Will Smith has already received more consequences to his actions than Kyle Rittenhouse has.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure he's crying.
No.
He's crying with the millions of dollars on his face and stuff after that. Yeah, a lot. Oh, so much worse to the guy for sure. Oh yeah, Will Smith went up and slapped Chris Rock in the middle of the fucking Oscars. Of course, they're going to do some sort of disciplinary action on him. It's not like they went to jail. And honestly, in all honesty, I think Chris Rock is a little bitch for not. I swear to God, like I would have handled it like that's fine, like a man, whatever you want to say. It's like a man. I would have made fun of how he's when he was shouting, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth," and he's like, "I will." Once she keeps dick out of hers or some shit like that. But the next day I would have announced that I'm suing Will Smith for like $100 million or some shit. That video is going to be out there.
He didn't even have
the video is going to be out there forever. Forever.
He could have pressed charges, man. He
should have pressed charges and sued the shit out of him, and he would have won. If he sued him for $100 million, he would win. And Damien, I know this is true because I watched all of Suits. I know this is true. Damien's going to be like, well, maybe, but in law, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Mayo lawyer.
You bring up a valid argument.
I do. And number one, the worst tweet of the week from this CCP dick-sucking garbage piece of shit.
I'm free.
Ukraine is the first world war. Damon, I love you. Damon, Habibi, Mayo BB, I love you. Come on.
Yeah, you had Jay. Damon, you want to know how much Jay loves you? He pauses right in the middle of reading out the number one worst tweet of the week to say he loves you. That's love. That's real love right there.
And also, I don't like it when his mom cries to me about him being a little bitch. Anyway, so Thomas L. Friedman, Ukraine is the first real world war.
Oh, he's serious about that?
It's his op-ed. And it's really funny that this is op-ed. Did you read it? I didn't read it because I don't subscribe to this bullshit. So I wasn't able to go past the paywall.
How is this a world war?
It's the first world war, of course, because everyone. Wait.
What?
It's Ukraine and Russia are.
Help me rack my brain around this, Jay.
So there's 190. There's 190 countries out there. 2 of them are at war. So when you fraction it out, it's like a percent, 1.8% of the world is at war.
Damon told that lib says Friedman's point was that it's all on video with smartphones and shit, so the entire world is watching. Pretty on brand for the Mayo lib to come in here and defend his savior, Tom L. Friedman. That's actually Damon 2 L's. One for him for chugging mayo, and the second L for defending Tom Friedman. You see it? He's got 2 L's in his last name. Literally, look at it. Look at that shit. 2 L's. Literally, L's. Damon 2 L.
And what's really funny is, yeah, I was about to bring this up. Steezy, Red Steezy actually went out with an article like this, and all the libs went after him over it because he was talking about how the Ukraine is the first social media war, which is pretty absolute, like it's pretty true. And now about
it. I understood the point of Steez's actual article and tweet. Why would you call this a world war? World war implicates that more than 2 nations are at conflict, or you have a massive war in Europe like you did with the First World War, and then obviously the Second World War. Hence why they were called fucking world wars, Jay.
Right, because everybody was really involved in it. I mean, you tweeting about a video or watching a video online and everything isn't the same, doesn't have the same weight as, having bullets flying at you or the countries actually being in war and putting something in it. Yeah, the world is watching, and the world is watching just the same way the world watched the Rwanda genocide, just the same way the world watched the Bosnian genocide, just the same way.
Or the world is watching, the Syrian civil war.
Yeah, the Syrian civil war. What's happening in Yemen? All of these things are happening, and you can see them on social media, and you can watch them. There's the biggest difference.
What you're saying, Jay. So what you're saying, Jay, is that when George Floyd was murdered in 2020, that was technically a world war between the police and everyone who's ever been there, right?
Just black people. It's American police versus black people of the world.
Yeah, that was the world war between black people and the police. Faye Beebe says it's the first real world war because, like, Zelensky appeared at the Grammys or something. Did he actually appear at the Grammys, or was it the Oscars? I can't remember.
I think it was the Oscars. I don't think it was the Grammys.
Yeah. Damon 2L comes in again with his lib garbage, saying you can say all of these things in response to Steve's piece about Ukraine being the first social media war. Just a dumb headline in both cases. The pieces themselves aren't as controversial. So what you're saying here, Damon 2L, is that this is clickbait. It's clickbait.
He's basically calling Ben dumb for falling for this clickbait because I to be honest, like I took over after a little bit when it came to list. This is 100% on Ben.
All right, so Jay, would you change number 1 then?
No, I'll keep it right here because I do not falter to libs. I do not let them win.
Hey, BB says that Vladimir Zelensky actually appeared at the Grammys last night. What award did he accept, though?
What did he sing?
Huh?
Did he sing? Isn't Grammys for music?
Oh, was it a comedy album that he got an award for? Because he's a comedian. Maybe. I can see it. Damon says the first L in 2L is for L and the second is for lib. Oh, man. Well, Jay, thanks for taking over this week and for the rest of the month.
You are very welcome. It's going to get dicey. It's going to get really, really dicey.
Before we go, though, make sure you subscribe to our channel here on Rumble. And if you want to support us, go hit us up on Locals. Use the code JenRubin69 to get your first full month free to our Locals content. We got a lot of content on there, Jay. We actually are doing a lot of Locals only live streams.
Yes, we are. We actually got another one set up this week after HPH as well. Yeah.
So Habibis, thank you so much for joining us. And I will continue to remain offline. Jay, you go ahead and break your fast. Hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you on Habibi Power Hour. Peace it. Masalama.
Peace it. Masalama.